Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Metroid Prime. In the last episode we got our shiny, cool, purpley bluey gravity suit, and this episode we will be using it to explore a large underwater area we've already come across. So, we're going to start by heading all the way back to kind of basically the landing site where we started the game at. So, what we need to do now is basically, as I say, return to the kind of Frigate crash site, which I believe is this door around here. It's the door through to what's called the Waterfall Cavern. And, well, you'll see yourself, but I really like this kind of bit inside the Orpheon, because it's quite nice, and it's cool to go through the same area, but like in a different way. So, obviously, like the general map of the Orpheon is the same as it was when we were on it in space, except for a couple of bits of flood and, oh my god, beetles. Oh, they've got rid of that phazon that was there last time. I wonder why that went. Goddamn flying pirates. Oh, fuck it, you know what, I'm just going to ignore them. Other things as well, I'm now back on my... Oh, that went well. I'm now back on my, in inverted commas, normal save file. Because if you remember, I mentioned the last two episodes, there was a bit of a fuck-up. Ow. Oh, you can freeze gel zaps too, that's pretty cool. Yeah, there was a bit of a balls up, and I ended up not having my correct save file. And I'm having to replay the whole game, but then this is still now my original save file, so in case I missed anything on the other quick run-through, that doesn't matter, so I'm going to back to the save one now. So that's all well and good. Wait, what? Oh, it's through... Oh, this is a very claustrophobic area, and I got a bit confused momentarily. Also, it's worth, the music changes here and gets quite cool sounding. So yeah, it's quite nice. Anyway, this next room kind of is gonna introduce the main thing that'll be going on for most of this kind of particular part of our quest. Because, as you can imagine, after falling out of space, Frigate Orpheon's got a few power problems, so the doors don't open. Which means it's a lot of doing this kind of stuff, which is all well and good. And I've forgotten something. Well, let's briefly, bear with me as we briefly head back up to the Frigate crash site. I know it's not exactly crucial, but, if we come down here, then now we've got the gravity suit, we can get this missile expansion. Yeah, like as I say, it's not crucial, but just, it was best for me to get it then, otherwise I'd forget later to come back here, and then I'd be like, oh, why is there a missile expansion missing from the kind of order I've got to get them in? And it would throw me. Anyway, yeah, now back to where we were. But yeah, so back here, now we've energized this conduit, the door will open. A lot of the rooms in this, when I first played through, it took me... I always had to I always forgot to check for conduits and stuff like that, because it's much better on the Wii version, but on the GameCube version, well, ooh, before I start talking about that, new scan, they look like parasites or scarabs or something like that, but no, these are talon crabs, a crustacean native of Talon 4, hard-shelled swarm life form, that's not very good English, but once harvested for food, exposure to phazon has seen this practice diminish. Creatures are timid and harmless alone, but can be problematic when travelling in swarms. Yeah. These kind of like long corridor sections like we're in at the moment, at least on the GameCube version, were basically necessary as just a way of loading. Because I've mentioned this before, one of the great things about this game is no loading screens. But yeah, these kind of like large... the music's changed again. These kind of large corridors were to kind of get around that thing. We've got another scan down here. There we go. This is an aqua pirate, a space pirate with an exoskeleton modified for underwater use. Using modified thruster packs and gravity suit technology, the space pirates have armor suits for use in liquid environments. Thermal tracking is still very useful against these units, as pirate engineers have yet to eliminate the thruster pack's high heat signature. And indeed, if we do switch to thermal mode, it's quite good. And that's a way of reminding yourself to use the conduits as well. Because if you... obviously you can only see the kind of conduits to be energized in... It's nice that they're just there. Entire signature disappears when you hit him with the ice beam. Yeah, like it's easy to forget to do them here, and in the GameCube version, it wasn't uncommon. Ha ha ha! Been waiting for this for like 6 episodes. This is a 10 ammunition missile ammo thing that I've been going on about for a really long time. But yes, there's 3 conduits in this room, so I'll just light those while kind of discussing, because yeah, it would be uncommon in the GameCube version Oh, nice. To have a kind of door not open properly. Like, you'd stand in front of it, and you'd fire your little shot at it, and it'd take a few seconds to open. Sometimes even longer, though. Sometimes more like kind of 10, 11 seconds. To the point where you can't be sure if the door's actually opening or not, or whether it's a loading problem. And that used to really throw me with the place in here, because like I'd shoot the doors and they just wouldn't open. But it's because I needed to energize conduits, not because the game wasn't loading properly. I think there's 2 in here, and I believe the save station still works. That was really weird there. I kind of forgot, because especially having the thermal visor up and the gravity suit, I kind of forgot that we were underwater, and then I was like, holy shit, fish! When I turned the thermal visor off, so that's pretty cool. Right, so I've done both of these? There's usually lights, yeah, there's 2 lights next to it, which tell you that there are 2 conduits that you need to energize. Apparently I missed this one, and still, oh, there's a thing floating there in front of it, that's what I was hitting that. There's your problem. See, these ones the conduits are actually visible in the kind of normal spectrum, they're just not as clear as the thermal bit. And unfortunately, though I really do like kind of the music of, oh, by the way, frickin' easiest energy tank in the game here. Though I do really like the feel of this bit, it's really cool. It does annoy me kind of how, at least compared to the rest of the game, how dim and stuff the color palette is, that it's really, like, dingy. And yeah, it makes sense, you're underwater in a kind of sunken ship, but hey. Oh, sorry, bit of a coughing fit there. Right, so this bit here, we got Aqua Reapers again, so if you've not scanned them, do. And this bit is really cool, because it's one of, like, the ventilation shaft, but you have to platform your way up it, going, like, up and down. But I would say for this bit, probably don't keep the thermal visor on, because then it will be difficult to see. But keep putting it on sequentially, because there are a couple of conduits on the way up. Ah, fish is giving off heat. Like there are a conduit or 2 on the way up, and so if you haven't got them by the time you get to the top, you have to do this bit again, and it's mildly annoying, so it's just a bit of, oh, that was a dead space pirate, I think, falling through the ceiling. There's definitely another conduit around here. Have I missed one really badly? That's not a conduit, that's an Aqua Reaper. No, those are fish. I feel like there are 3, and I know where one of the other ones is, but not... Let's see how many there are. Oh, no, let's not, apparently. Let's see how many there are. Oh, there's only 2, I think. Well, there's definitely one there. Nope, still missing one. Great. Shit. That's annoying. Look at me going on about stressing everything you need to do in order to avoid this problem, and I've encountered it! I'm an idiot. Oh, is it all the way down at the bottom, maybe? Like, all the way down at the bottom. Yeah, it is! That's cheeky, that is. Well, there we go. This is one sticks in my head as one that threw me when I was a kid. I couldn't work out how to open that door. And I kind of just didn't think about the conduit thing, but it comes up a lot down here. Anyway, I'm just going to hop up to the top again, and I'll see you up there. So you'll probably recognize all of these areas, as I say, they are all parts of the map from when we were there in space. It's just a lot of the times, like, they're in different orientations or something like that. Is this a new scan? No, this is still an auto-defense turret. A new version of that turret arises, pretty cool. I know there is a quite important scan in here as well, so be aware of that. Oh, there's another one there. There are also 3 conduits in this room, and I believe 2 of them are up here. So yeah, there's one there. And there's one kind of you can just about see over there. Grab both of them before we then can kind of like dive down here. And encounter a new enemy. This is... very familiar enemy, but yes, this is an aqua drone, security mecha adapted for use in underwater areas. The space pirates have recently adopted a number of sentry drones for use in liquid environments. These aqua drones utilize an arsenal and artificial intelligence suit, should be sweet again, similar to their cousins. The space pirates have been unable to properly shield these drones from electrical attack, like we were. Those, you'll notice, are a red scan. They're a very important one, because there's a point, I can't remember exactly what it is, but soon, where they disappear and you can't get back to them here, so... scan them now, or you may come to regret it. I killed the other one, or did I just force it into a wall? Oh, it's another parasite queen. That's kind of freakish. I guess it's safe in there. It's not attacking me. Did I stick it in the wall? If so, that's pretty cool. Oh no, it's just not attacking me for whatever reason. Well, and now it's dead. Anyway, if you listen carefully, you can just about hear the upgrade sound, and indeed... if we scan this thing, the cordite door's structural integrity has been weakened. So cordite, as ever, means super missile. And there's a missile expansion behind it. Nice and easy to miss that one. And now we can continue onwards, because we can't continue onwards because there's still one more conduit to do. You see how I mean? Of just like, you don't easily remember to do this all the time. And so now we can proceed further into the ship. Proceed further into the kind of the heart of the ship. And I really like this music. It's called The Downed Frigate Orpheon on the soundtrack. And that's probably what I'm going to call this episode, because I really like that kind of just really like the sound of that title. There's a fair few aqua pirates in here, which are, as ever, best fought with the thermal visor and the ice beam. Because you can really clearly see, I just love that you can really clearly see when you've got a hit on them with the ice beam, because they just completely become invisible, because obviously they're cold, so they're then invisible. Though it's, I guess their core temperature shouldn't drop that fast, which I suppose is why they then actually break out. Is there something in between us? See, they are kind of like, they're good at dodging to the side, and against the really slow shots of the ice beam, they can dodge it quite easily. Anyway, there's a couple of wave conduits here. There's that one up there. Oh, I was hoping that would hit. Hup! Hup! Ugh, there's clearly something in the way there. There we go, got that one there, and that, nope, there's, oh, it's the thing I don't like, is to say, when I'm walking around with a thermal visor on, sometimes you just can't actually see. It's nice though, kind of haven't done the thermal visor stuff in a while. Pretty much since, the thermal visor, we didn't use it all that much, we basically used it to get out of the place where we found it, then we used it with the Thardust, and that's been about it. But it's nice to do these kind of conduit things, and like, plot-wise, it makes a lot of sense to have this place, like, having no power, essentially, because it's been flooded. Very logical. Oh, Dead Space Pirate. And a new scan, if I remember correctly. This is an aqua sac. Will burst when subjected to impact or trauma. Believed to be in the same family as the sap sac, this plant has similar features. It will burst when exposed to force. This protective response keeps most creatures from feeding on it. Not me, though. It also looks like it's got Phazon on it. Really like it's got Phazon on it, but apparently not. It would have made more sense, and maybe in the original versions it was supposed to be like a kind of Phazon-infused sap sac, but now it's not. Anyway, this I believe was actually where the map station was originally, and this is a cool little puzzle here. Because obviously, it feels like we're moving slowly there, but that's because there's actually a kind of current pushing us upwards. And what we can do here is, basically, if we rise up here, and as you can see, if you place a bomb just before the top of your jump, and then you'll kind of arc back down and hit it, and if you do it right, then you'll basically, theoretically, nope, you will get to the energy tank at the top, and this is another really kind of like theoretically straightforward energy tank. I did this really easily last time, when I was practicing this. Oh, but it's so easy to celebrate from doing one successfully, and you're like, hey, I did the jump and got the position right, and then you kind of just forget to press A in time on the next one. There we go. Make sure you're holding left at the top. Energy tank. Not quite so easy, that one, but actually, we're getting through this a lot faster than I thought we were going to be. Not the game as a whole, we're kind of on track for that, but this bit in the Orpheon is much faster than I thought it was going to be. I guess when I kind of had the time. Oh! Well, that went well in the end. When I had the kind of, there we go, a heads-up display vanished briefly. Oh, I guess it was the interference from the gel zap. But yeah, when I was kind of planning this out time-wise, I kind of didn't take into account the fact that when I was practicing through it and getting the idea of the timings and what to do in an episode, I kind of didn't get the kind of fact that we'd be doing a lot of, I spent a lot of the practice time kind of searching for conduits and stuff like that, whereas obviously now I know where they are, so it's a lot kind of faster. Anyway, now we're kind of well, technically that whole Frigate Orpheon section is all part of Talon Overworld, but we're back on the kind of Talon Overworldy bit in this kind of Great Tree Hall. As you can see, a lot of places come off this, and we will be back here a lot more later. We can't actually do much here now, so we can kind of head through here. And intense radiation detected. All this stuff here. Can we scan it? We actually can't scan it. This, though, is Phazon. Lots more of it. Hurts you when you touch it, so don't do... Ow! Little bitch. Fuck off. So, yeah. Don't touch it. That would be a bad idea. Anyway, access to Phazon Mines East granted. And this is the final area of the game. Wow, there's the impact crater, but we've technically been there because that's where the artifact shrine is. But this is the kind of final true area of the game that we haven't discovered yet. Let's wave through this and get a nice look at... Nope, not get a nice look at where we are yet. It's quite a closed-off area for a lot of phase-on mines, but then there's some open bits like this that really strongly reminds me of the Goron mines from Twilight Princess. Really strongly. I've said that that whole dungeon has a bit of a kind of Metroid feel. Not sure why. Just kind of does for me. Anyway, there are a lot of stuffs around. There are a lot of stuffs. What the? That's not even words. New scan here, though. Looks like an old scan, but it's not. These are mega turrets, a perimeter defense turret reinforced with energy shielding. Frustrated with inferior armor plating on standard defense turrets, the space pirates added energy shielding to a modified heavy cannon. The new shielding and increased beam strength makes the mega turret an efficient point defense weapon. Basically now it means they take, I think, 4 missiles to kill, or a super missile, and you might as well use it. If you're gonna shoot like 4 missiles, you might as well shoot 5 into a super missile, and then it's only in 1 shot anyway. And then there are also some regular vanilla space pirates floating around. And there's a lot of stuff we can basically... So what we do need to do is basically get past that force field. But that will actually be next episode. I just want to finish up some quick stuff here, and then we'll save and call it there, because there's just over there is a save point as well. But there's a fun little puzzle here we can do in the kind of last few minutes, because I don't want to call it like a... hello! I don't want to call it like a 15-minute episode if I can avoid it. These are just standard, like, run-of-the-mill space pirates. Still weak to the kind of wave buster and missile... wave beam then missile combo. The reason I prefer that over ice beam shots against them is because the charged shots of the... Oh, hello. The charged shots of the wave beam home in on them, so if they're moving around, it kind of... It's harder to hit them with the ice beam because they kind of dodge it better than they do the wave beam. But the ice beam combo would still work of kind of just the freeze and then shatter. Anyway, if we kind of hop down here, you can see there's this computer console here. Crane controls are functional but require power. A power conduit is nearby. A blast of electrical energy, blah, blah, blah. We know how to do all of that. And indeed, the power conduit is... Wow, those things are hot. What the hell are they? Oh, they're like exhaust things. They must be. Which explains the kind of... Oh, hello. That's what I was looking for. Boink. Here's an interesting... Oh, nope. It's not going to let me show it. Cool. Thanks, game. Glad you got my back on this one. Yeah, I think kind of these kind of spider ball rails, if you look at them in thermal mode, they are quite warm, which is quite cool, because I guess they must have like a current running through them in order to stay magnetized or something like that. But it's just tiny touches like that they didn't have to put in the game, but they did. Anyway, crane control's now active. That's cool. And you can see what I'm kind of aiming for here. Obviously, this was probably going to be for a missile expansion. Most things are missile expansions or energy tanks, but we've got most of the actual energy tanks left in the game now. There's only 4 more? 3 more? Not many. You can see from the top there, we've kind of nearly got all of them. Anyway, if we got the kind of spider ball along here, it's kind of really blurry then, that's really weird. But yeah, if we drop off, actually we can't go back into human form here, so we can just jump up there and grab the missile expansion. And that means this is still going to be a relative... Oh, all the way down. It's still going to be a relatively short episode, but oh well. You know me, I like to get certain things done in this, and I don't want to push beyond it because there's not... Entering the mines makes sense for next episode rather than a point to kind of hold this episode out. Weirdly enough, you have to unlock access to this save station just by scanning a thing. Not sure why. Mildly cool, though. But anyway, yeah, thanks very much for watching this episode of Metroid Prime. We have worked our way through the kind of crash site of the Frigate Orpheon, and next episode we will be delving into the phase-on mines. Thank you very much, and good day.